Alright, check it out. We're back to the good old days with tons of custom prints here. Quick reasoning for getting back into the thermal game is I had to downsize on some of my screen printing stuff, but I came back definitely heavier than before with these light blue and black printed stuff. Now these aren't your traditional thermals, these are thermal transfers, so you actually get that glossiness to the print. So it's actually applying an ink on top. These are a lot more durable than classic thermals. I'll do a full kind of durability test. Maybe halfway through this video I'll feature half the artist and then run through the other half after the little durability test, but let me tell you, these are definitely worth the $10 for 100 deal I'm running right now. So without further ado, you can see quite a few people jumped in it on Instagram. Now of course everybody's going to be linked down in the description of the video, so you can check out this first collab between Etor and Narco, two little characters and their almost western style script down below. 100 pack, you can see they actually all come braided together, make it nice and easy. So you got your big stack all braided together, and then you can strip them down yourself. That saves me quite a bit of time on production, and I know I prefer to have my stickers all in a bundle, so I don't have a ton of loose ones laying around halfway through the pack. Then they're all going to become sent in the resealable sticker pack, so you can use a bag as needed. Next up we've got Where's Your Mob. Now this is definitely a heavy hitting design. He said he didn't print this actually for a couple years. He had made the design and hadn't gotten anything done with it, so some 4x6s and then some 3x4s. I'm a little hesitant to cut down a bunch of 3x4s, but I'll act nice for the little time being if you do want some smaller sizes. And these are full bleed too, so they go right to the edges and then peel tabs all around. Real sweet design. And 200 3x4s to follow up. Next up we've got some goodies from Worm and Bose. So we've got character work. He's gotten something similar to that printed by me before. And we've got some more adult content here, as well as a nice illustration on some whites. I had a couple extra whites laying around, so that was just a little bonus I offered him. Mostly just sticking with the colored stuff for now. Boogie Boy jumped in the 100 4x6. Nice use of the halftone up top. Real sweet illustration. Next up we got Flea. He split his between two designs, so we got 50 of each, which is totally cool by me. Doesn't take much extra time to actually run those. And you got some halftoning on this guy. A little 8-bit design, real cool, and then just a cleaned out character with a little backsplash. Very nice on those. Chicago artist featured his own illustration. This came through just as a drawing, real quick, just black and white, made on Photoshop, then printed them out. Light blue works nice with the kind of small illustration style. Alright, we'll run through Fiends before we hit the little detailed description on thermal transfers. So we got a X little tribute sticker here with his tag down below. Helped him Photoshop that up, as well as nice big throw of his. This also came through just as a drawing. His drawing was just as clean as this, which helped his case, but you can see these lines print real crisp and real clean. Some little text work saying, "At Instafiend changed my bum life." So cool little public message there. He got 300 total, so definitely hooked it up. I appreciate the big support. So now let's jump into a little bit detailed description and a durability test on the thermal transfers. So thermal transfers are actually printed with somewhat of a heated application that prints and cures ink right on top of the sticker. Now this allows for the ink not to be water soluble at all, so it's not going to fade or rub off if you just get light water on it or you get a little bit of rain on it. The ink holds real strong onto the sticker. When I'm actually scratching and abrading the sticker, it seems that the only time that I'm finding the sticker's coming up or the ink's coming off is when everything's going away with it. So if you scrape it enough to get the whole sticker up, obviously the ink's going to come with it, or if you're scraping down through that top surface, you're then actually going to see some of the sticker material coming up. When scrubbing with more of a bristled brush, it is interesting to see that the inked area actually protects the sticker more than just the flat sticker. So, the ink's not falling short at this point. It's actually holding up stronger than some of that, backing of the just thermal sticker. So, real cool to see that it's holding itself there. Any general adhesive removers or graffiti buffing systems are definitely going to be able to, eat through this adhesive on the back of these stickers, and if not, just run through and grind off the sticker. So, these aren't going to be, 2 years down the road super durable against the buff, but if you send it into a nice location where it's not going to get a ton of physical wear, I'm sure these stickers are going to hold up great. The great difference between these and traditional thermals is they don't burn out with the sun. I know a ton of people have hesitation for using direct thermals because they actually burn out with a lot of UV light. I'll do a quick demo here to show how these thermal transfers are totally different than those cheaper direct thermals. These are going to hold up much better in that UV application. So I know many of you guys are familiar with traditional thermals. These are called direct thermals. Basically the image is just burned right onto the sticker. Take a close look here. This is just heated, and anywhere that really has made contact, even with a kind of abrasion, can actually produce that darker image. So within the sticker there's actually that black pigment that kind of gets exposed when it's heated. So these are, most commonly traditional thermals, super fast and easy to make. There's really actually no ink required on the print side of things, but you can see there's some bleed out actually when you draw on them even, and like I showed with this, like even a scratch just kind of degrades the image, and we'll even show you what happens when they get heated up. So a real common reason for people to not like direct thermal labels is when they sit out in the sun for a little while, it actually exposes them, and you can see we got these dark sections that the sun will actually do a very similar thing and burn the image out. So if you leave these out in direct UV light, they actually do expose these black underlayers, which will just totally wash out your image, and I've had stuff burn out in literally less than a week. So definitely great for trading and super cheap to make, but not ideal when you actually want some durability and a little bit better quality with your stickers. You might see some more natural burning senses, but you're not getting that same blacked out image. So it lights on fire before you actually degrade the image and the quality there. So this actually applies an ink on using a similar heat method, so the ink's kind of cured on there, which makes it great for a little bit extra durability and adds that little gloss layer to it. So I personally like it a lot on that front. And you're also not going to get that scratch effect here because there's no ink actually embedded in the sticker. There's nothing that's actually going to happen, and since that ink is cured just in that one spot, it adds a pretty solid ink deposit. Like I showed in that water test, it really only chips up once you actually start pulling that ink off pretty aggressively. So this is kind of stuff that I don't see water really taking care of, but something like an abrasion would definitely get rid of this ink, and more so the sticker kind of beat it up in that sense. But altogether, I'm really happy, and especially for the price point that you can offer these at, they're a great kind of middle of the road quality to durability layup. That gloss surface also lets you write some tags pretty easily. And you're not going to see that bleed out that you find here on this because there's no ink in there and it's not saturating quite in. These definitely have a slightly glossier surface. So I know everyone's going to ask, how long are these going to last outside, and I don't have a great answer. I haven't been putting them for too long, honestly, so my suggestion is in the couple month range, so definitely not as great as vinyls, but way better than any paper or the direct thermal labels. They're not going to be, beat up by the sun, and they're also, had some pretty aggressive adhesive, honestly, when I was, scrubbing them out. The only time you were actually getting through the whole sticker and the whole image was when you beat up through the entire sticker and totally tore it up. So, that's a pretty good note and solid on that front. The fact that the ink is actually heated on there allows that water kind of durability to bump it up quite a bit. We don't see any water damage with direct thermal because it's just heated directly on there, and a little bit of water is not going to really change the performance. So similar to that, this is not a water soluble ink, so it's going to work great on that front. And honestly, these blanks come in a bunch of different sizes and colors, so I'm looking to offer those in the future. Right now I've got a bunch more packs of the blue set up, and probably about next week sometime, check out on Instagram when I get some more colors in, and we'll be rocking some different fluorescent stuff. Alright, back up to the artist feature. We have Mosaic, sweet illustration here, kind of a little stitched in character with a little anarchy symbol at the bottom. He actually jumped in on 200, so big up for that. Zero got two different designs here, both of them 3x3 more or less. Zero Mercy, kind of Burger King runoff, and the anonymous face there. So two simple digital designs, but helped him out by cutting those down for him. Dark Habits also jumped in on 200s. So this first one was a somber angel, all hung up with some Old English scripting, and then we got Bart tagging up Bad Habits over there. So two nice prints. Heavy stacks as well. Next up, Czech got a huge bundle here. He ended up with 500 4x6, so he split them all down to 2x4, so 1,000 2x4s. He wanted to make sure his international shipping was worth his while. First design is this face that he's gotten through me in many different renditions. Very nice at that. And we got this kind of holy-esque version of his with same head on top. 250 of those. Then you got 250 of the different text. So these are all cut down the middle, little 2x6s almost, with the Czech heart and then the Czech kind of black splatter. So total of 1,000 3x4s, and like I said, he's international to me, so shipping's a little bit more expensive, but when he spent 50 bucks, it came right back down to the $10 for every 100, so really worth it for doing a little bit more and saving yourself on the upfront shipping cost of international orders. Big B's rocking some font work here, a little negative and positive version. Very cool. And then some Big B California, established 2007. Little font work and a slight halftone drop shadow. So these can have grayscale in them. Actually didn't quite highlight that in the bows. This was a colored image more or less, and it can print grayscale. These are half-toning black dots, so sometimes it gets a little funky depending on the image, but stuff like this, it looks real cool, and it gives you a pretty natural grade look. Next up we've got Stack. He just got this character head here. Real simple, real sweet, clean. These are going to be great for sending out to packs. And then finally we've got a blank brand, full black image, which causes, a little bit of printing issues if you want perfect quality with this stuff. There's definitely some imperfections. You can see some little streaking through there in some of those sections. That's saying super large black sections do have a little bit of degrade in quality compared to, just character outlines and whatnot, but overall the outer space backdrop kind of just complements it, gives it a little bit more texture, and for the price point, can't really complain about, getting a bunch of these and pumping them out. So by now I hope I've teased enough to get some of you guys interested in getting some of your own custom printed designs. It's a really simple process. All you have to do is check out through my online store, pick out how many stickers you want and what size you want, and then email me your design. But even if your design is a drawing just on paper, I'll do a quick show and tell of Chicago Artist's little comparison between his original drawing and what came out of the print. Super easy. Hit me up in the comment section as well if you have any questions. I'm rerunning the $10 deal, hopefully for a little while longer. That way I can get some of you YouTubers in and interested. This was featured on my Instagram pretty heavily over the past few days, so it's definitely a little bit easier to update people on a fast sale and a fast interest over there. I've got some new colors coming in as well, so by the time this video is up, I'll have established the next color round, which will be orange. I'm thinking about doing, every time I introduce a new color, the $10 sale on that color, and then, bringing prices back up to the standard price after that following, week or so. So massive shout out to everybody that jumped in on this run, helped me out quite a bit to get that initial upfront cost back into my pocket, as well as, quickly expand out to some other cool colors that I know you guys are interested in. Once again, the description of this video is going to be full of Instagram handles. If you liked anybody's work that you saw in here, they've now got a fat stack of stickers that I'm sure they're going to want to trade away. So go check their work out, give them a follow, and tell them I sent you. I'll have that link right to the web store, so you can check out the product page right there. It's got a little bit more information about how to place an order, as well as read the description if you're interested. I'll have all my information laid out real concise down there. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. My email will also be down there. Just send me an email or a DM over on Instagram. That's going to do it for me, guys. Peace.